No time to thought for standard lore. Welcome to the Worldbuilding the Virtual Isle podcast. I decided to do something else this week. So, basically, I wanted to, I do have some other ideas I've fully talked about or fleshed out. Like, for example, over here I have the, Fae/Druids. I still have not done the aluminum or yellow dragons, basically. I don't fully think I've done the Outcast dragons being like, you know, pink and then like uh I no, actually I did do them, but like I haven't finished making them. So like I had the zinc and tin basically. I had the garnet ones because to be fair, it's technically the yttrium aluminum garnet, but like yeah, I don't care, it's just garnet. And then there's the Mosianite one, and as well as there's pink and brown for chromatics. Basically. Because like I had somebody go and say that silver like funny enough with this I also did talk to somebody earlier about like uh me going viewing the colors basically as like with D&D stuff to where like I insert them saying silver's color me. No, it's not. It's a metal. Because I view it like this, where if it goes under the metals, such as like silver, gold, uh, yeah, silver and gold basically mainly. Uh, like those are metals. Might they be colors too? I mean, yeah, kind of. But like, I view them more as like metals, basically. Might you view them as colors? Okay, sure, fair enough. I'm not going to stop you, but I view it more as metals and aromatics, basically because of this reason. So yeah, I could go and make any one of these basically because I already have them somewhat plotted, basically. So hi. Uh, but I didn't feel like doing the Outcast Dragons. Didn't feel like talking about Fae or Druids. Nor did I feel like finishing the other dragons with like aluminum and yellow. So what I instead wanted to do was kind of like just breathe a little bit more life into my world. Like kind of like where is this? Basically. Uh actually something I forgot about. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna place that under things to consider. What is the town to the right of Jarl's Ford? Because obviously that town is to do something, right? Like, there's some town there, specifically. Uh, ah, also, what is the town to the left of Jarl's Ford? Because to be fair, there's also a town. Like I've confirmed that there's a town there, like right here, and town right here. But it is what it is. Actually, hold on. Okay, yeah, no, I keep forgetting that I don't have to ping. I can just show my mouse cursor because it's probably showing up on screen. To be fair, I also need to consider that one. I think that one might be. I think that might have been an Everton. Um. So yeah. What is the dot in the middle of nowhere? There. So things that these are things that I'm basically like wanting to talk about as well. Because like there's some things basically. I have rules for my gods basically being the fact that like uh Yeah, gods, for example, do not interact with their avatars. Or, I, well, actually, I don't. I believe I more mentioned the fact that like they probably don't do that. Basically, okay. So yeah, uh, like, well, actually, no, I did say that they can have fun or cause havoc on the material plane, but like, I am going to more rule that like, uh, gods don't do that basically because like they don't want to risk pissing off the head god, so they have to ask for explicit permission and have specific trust from the head god about it. So basically, like I I some things that I don't really have the full thing on is Ball and Delph, because like I've already established like I have this document over here to kind of like rule as to how things have been and how might things have actually been done already. So I have the gods down here basically being like, you know, Ball, basically. I already know that she would be worshipped up over here in Ballis, and in her hometown currently of Queenstown, basically. Like, that's where she's gaining her power. She actually probably would have became a god, basically. Like, maybe it was, like, sure, it may have been helped by AO, but, like, part of why I figure about it is the fact that, like, I it's kind of one of those things where I feel like it would happen just due to like I feel like a person could be, if they were worshipped enough, or like people were devoted enough to like one specific person, they might end up being a god, effectively. Uh so like basically one of the people that I kind of like think of with that is kind of like Batman, right? Like, not so much like with the latest thing. Like, I remember one story where he's like he's fighting this robot he made called Failsafe, I believe, and then he just crashes down to Earth. Earth. I say that like something like that is possible if you are like, say, a god, basically, because he fell down to Earth basically unscathed as a normal person, or quote unquote a normal person. So yeah, I figured that he would probably have been like he have had so many people devoted to him in like Gotham that he would have become a god, and so Ball follows that same path. Basically. Uh, Now, whether Delph, Shannarla, actually, I'm just going to place in, like, what was the name again? Hold on, let me get it. Okay, yeah, from now on, I'm just going to call her by her island name, basically, Sylvie, because it's a lot easier to say Sylvie than, like, Shannarla, or whatever that is, basically. Uh, but, yeah. As for the ideas to be plotted, I currently have Crabbank being plotted. I know that that's around Fanfos, basically. Uh, but like I don't know where I want to have it be. Like other than that, Everton and um that one. I know I was intending for it to be like a bit more, you know, coastal. Uh, where it was exactly, I don't know, but like it is what it is. Now, to be fair, might I change up the fact that Crowdpink was around FanFoss? Sure, maybe. Because, to be fair, it's not plotted. So, like, I could easily change up where that is. Yes, it's just that, like, the major, like, it's a lot more of a question for reference. If it's like it's not like coastal, right? Like if there's no like water or anything around, then it's like, well, okay, how is it that you have this thing just, not doing anything effectively? So, like, yeah, obviously, like, crabbing should be around a, we really should have a beachside place. Everton. Uh, well, Everton, I go and say it should have a beachside place more for the fact that, like, it's a modeling area, right? So, like, I figured that they would probably set it up in an area where it's like, I you're likely to go and get effectively a uh beach side. Yeah, like I figured that would be likely to be set up in a place where you can go and you know have a beachside photo shoot. Should you need to? Well, should you need or want to? Um. Now, why do I have a red giant town that I'm saying specifically within 30 miles of Yarford? So, I feared that it would be a reasonable suspicion and for me to have had this existing, and I do kind of want to respect it. So, if I look up dragon scale mail for reference, and in fact, I'm going to say this just so that. Uh, so it's a very rare item. It does require attunement. I did give that. Uh, and red dragon specifically fire. Fire resistance. So why did I give them a red dragon one in particular? Well, I gave them red dragon one because like they were within Yarford at the time. So something that is interesting about this is where does it say it? Right here. So this final section says you can focus your senses as an action, specifically. You can use it once per dawn or once per day, basically. And as long as it's within, like you learn the distance and direction to within 30 miles of you. That is the same type as the armor, which would have been, a red dragon scale. So high. It is what it is. As one player, like I would have done that. I would have done the Red Dragon Town as a reward for that player, for keeping it for reference. Or if he had tuned to it and then tried to use that effect, yeah, I would have had a town be within 30 miles. A town terrorized by a red dragon within 30 miles of Yarford / Dustar. Specifically for two reasons. One, first and foremost, on the reason, by doing that, he can go to the layer, and since he's attuned to it, he would have all the effects, and therefore be a lot more, have a lot more advantage against it. Plus, to be fair, it also could be just a young dragon rather than, adult. Well, probably make it adult. Yeah, debatable. Debatable, actually. Cause yeah. I'm looking at it, it's like I kind of question them winning against a adult. So yeah. Do I think it might be possible? Especially if you have that armor? Like, maybe. Maybe you do. But I I do think that it still would be heavily in the dragon's favor, especially considering the fact that it would be in its own layer. So, like, I think that it would be I think it would be a really, really tough fight, basically. So, like, I would lean actually more towards, like, it being a young dragon, effectively. In fact, I actually might say that. Uh, most likely young, basically, because like it's not a wyrmling. I definitely would say that's not a wyrmling. But to be fair, that would be fair, or that they were still terrified of it. But like, part of the issue though is the fact of the loot, right? Because I would want it to be like, oh wait, yeah, you can do, or you would have a bunch of loot, effectively. And like there's times where I do like there's times where I go and just like I plot out specific loot things and just like roll the extra, right? Uh, if my players have gone through like the entire dungeon, then like I'll just loot bomb at the end, for reference. At least for the stuff that I intend for them to have. So that's fine. Right. Because like I don't want them to just like head back through the dungeon and be like well, yeah, like I wanted to again just be able to speed up and like, oh yeah, like you're heading back to town, right? It's like, yep, we're doing that. And then they just head back to town and we don't even consider or question what's in the rest of the dungeon. And might there have been other things? Yes. But they'll have had it. So yeah. Uh it is what it is. But like I said, these are the things that I have planned and or have already established as there. Because like I something that I something that I've done for my players is this. So like they know about the Xenos, which is like the idol organization behind that town. So like one player would technically know that that's the TV station or the TV campus because that's where they were. But like it is what it is basically like that's not actually like something to do with it, right? Or that's not something specifically that the idols would know. They would know about the hospital, yes. Basically, for reference, that would also be a hospital. Uh, and basically, like also down over here and right over here, those are dorms and you know other things to kind of like try to do it. So like, I because it's MA, right. Like because these are all the people here, and the fact that MA is kind of like the head honcho of it. Yeah, like the reason why it's so advanced, or why I fear that like the town, like there obviously would be a town basically, because like one, um she would want a town. If there's no town, she would kind of want things to be done in said town, or she would want to be able to do things in said town. So therefore, um, um, this major over here is 100% going to force them to make a town, regardless. Partly for the as well for the fact that like, um she'll want a bunch of things to where like she can, you know, even better promote widespread the things that she's been fanatical about, because as she's fanatical about idols, for reference. So he would make a town, and I know that. But I did just randomly roll the table, or the yeah, I did this basically, like for reference. If I ever go and need a name, it's like, okay, yeah, hi, let's just go straight to fantasy name generators, or like .com or whatever, or go straight to the town name generator and just keep going till I find one that actually I like. This case I actually liked Beaconsdale because, to be fair, it's MA. I figured he would love to have a case that's that way. Now, one thing that I'm understanding is, like, I am not having a fantasy Hollywood yet. Like, that would probably be something that would exist, effectively. Or at least if it didn't exist yet, it would be, like, in framework and be coming in, basically. Especially with, like, all the, things that MA is doing, basically. So it's like, probably at a certain point, like, there'd be movie theaters and stuff like that. So, like, a lot of people would be probably, like, overwhelmed with the information and stuff, like, right? But, like, the major thing with it, with, like, all the stuff that would be coming in and during this information and time, is the fact that, like, the whole goal with it would be that MA is doing it cheaply, right? Like, he's trying to make it as accessible to get these things as possible, effectively, so that, like, one, the idle stuff can be done to the ends of the earth, effectively. They may not be secure to a certain extent, but, like, or at least they may not be as secure as the stuff that he does, but he's going to try to mass produce everything to where, like, oh, hey, like, I insert person here and Fanfoss that wants to, like, take a trip down to Ostermunchty. Like, okay, cool. That is, that would be 4 days, basically. Or the alternative, basically, is the fact that, like, how much would that be? I need to figure out how many miles that would be. Okay, so, for reference, it would be about, like, 18 or so miles, basically. So, like, assuming that we're doing a lowball speed limit of, like, 40, if somebody had a car, they could get from Fanfoss to Oshkosh in about 5 hours. Like, it's a 5-hour drive at 40 miles per hour. So, yeah. Now, that's not even talking about the fact of, like, okay, hi, maybe, like, probably for the fact of that, it's like, okay, freeways and other extensions, basically. So, like, cars, for reference, are more there to move far distances. Like, they're not used for, like, day to day. Basically. It's like, yeah, you might get trucks, basically. You might have horses be moving things, like, around town and stuff. But, like, you're not going to be having you're not going to be having, like, say, Amazon on and stuff like that, right? So, it would be things like that. Like, because of technology, like, right? Like due to the video cameras as well. I figure that that Fantasy Hollywood would probably be like the moment that that would be released. Like, yeah, hi, probably being done basically. And like I my that one I would say is a little bit more questionable on whether it's released to the public. But like I do figure that there would probably be people that would see it and probably would want it done, basically. Uh, but yeah. Uh, I guess go back to this. So obviously I would assume that it should be the Gods of Balls. Maybe love, basically. I'm not too sure about the love part. Uh, still, I think it makes sense that she would be the goddess of Twilight. Uh, and more specifically because like I don't think there's a god of gaming, right? Uh, so yeah, is there a thing in here for the gods of hold on, let me wait for it to load. Oh, there we go. So tyranny, change in luck, no. Justice and nobility, war and conquest, magic and the arts, civilization and invention, high MA basically as well, destruction, knowledge, strength and storms. Oh, Reggie would hate this one. Uh, he would 100% hate. No, actually, it would be Fluffy that would hate that one. Uh, Fluffy would 100% hate Lolas because it's spiders and lies. Is basically so she's likely to lie to him, and also is likely to have a bunch of spiders around. Goddess of wilderness and sea, creation, sun and agriculture, death, moon. To be fair, for reference, I would say probably like there could be multiple goddess of death. Oh, interesting that she's lawful neutral too. Because to be fair, I basically just made the Raven Queen. Apparently, I didn't realize I'd made the Raven Queen. Apparently, got it. Madness, vengeance, underdark, evil, secrets, darkness and poison. Um, well, here's the greater, lesser, and quasi. Apparently, uh, um, okay, no, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, so there's gods and other powers. So generally, oldest of pantheon, responsible at least for in myths for creating or parenting. As the creation's children and servitors of creator. There are promises. Okay. Pagan's creation, making manifestation, divine forge. No. No. True. Should never guarantee. Yeah, to be fair, I would definitely say that, like, at least as like Shannara, even Sylvie, even though she probably will guarantee, survival. That doesn't technically mean that doesn't technically mean victory or success. Basically, uh, yeah, it is what it is. What was the thing that I was trying to find? And that one probably. Okay, yeah, no, this is definitely the one I was thinking of because I see Winter Wizards, and I didn't see either of those last time. tyranny, misfortune, murder, agriculture, lies, writing, peace, craft, protection, endurance, dead, birth renewal, illusion, joy, pain, hunt, thieves, is forest, is poetry and song, death, uh, magic, knowledge, divination, fate, moon again, darkness and loss, wild nature, love and beauty. Okay, fair enough. Disease and poison and storms, war, courage and self-sacrifice, good fortune, justice, sea, trade, nature, magic, stars and wonders, woodlands, envy and slaughter, horizons and travel, chivalry and valor, war and discord, athletics and sport, plague and famine, fate and destiny, pain and oppression, death, nature, revelry, sun and healing, light and law, ill luck and sanity, peace and reason, common sense and zeal, eternal darkness, liberty and retribution, hills and mountains, evil secrets, magic and death, rulers and guardians, music, animal life in the sea, god of honor and war, meditation and order, healing, good magic, knowledge, nature, craft, wealth and trade, fire and change, wisdom, neutral magic, night and hatred. Uh, Kind of sounds a little bit like death, but eh. Um, lies and greed, disease and secrecy, vengeance and fire, sea and storms, evil magic, fertility, law and knowledge, beast and hunt, community and home, sunlight and honor, strength and arms, trade and wealth, good and fortune, craft, nature's wrath, wrath and madness, greed and death, violence, treachery, dark magic, chaos and change, and so fair enough, wretched. Protection and good, immortality and undeath, madness, philosophy of light and self-improvement, elven ancestors. There's, well, there's the undying and spirits of past for elven ancestors. There's, there's dragon and god of good, god of Tagus, of deity of arts and magic, of god of the sea, a merfolk deity of the sea, gnome god of trickery and wiles, hill giant god of war, orc god of storms, bugbear god of violence, kobold god of war and mining. Fair enough. Yep. For reference, MA has an entire town dedicated to people. They basically believe that Kurtu Mach basically gave that man to them specifically for the fact of he make us mine good. We better people. Oh, hey, digging tool also double as weapon. We better fighters too now. We fed and mine tools better. We great. He amazing. And Twilight god of hunger, Drow goddess of spiders, Earth goblin god of war, Dwarf god of creation, Wood elf god of nature, Elf goddess of the moon, Siren god of hunt, Lizard deity of survival, Centaur and Satyr god of nature, god of stone giants and art, god of fire giants and craft, god of frost giants and strength, and grand goddess of evil, and halfling goddess of fertility and protection. So nope. Currently no goddess of balls, basically. So like fair enough, Ball can have that as her sole dominion. And technically there was no goddess of love either. So like I actually don't mind having that. I believe I at one point saw a thing for like cleric of love, basically. And I did like it. So I do kind of want a love goddess, basically. So yeah, hi. They may not know who they're praying to, but they would pray and receive the love from it, basically. Uh, let's see. So Twilight and gaming, yeah, I can see that being Delph for two reasons. One, um, she's usually up late, basically, probably playing Overwatch. So hi, a game. Um, and like in theory, she's probably trying to, like she's probably like just doing games, eventually to pass the free time. So like I do I would say that Goddess of Overwatch, but like one, copyright. Two, the bigger issue for that is the fact that like I if she was, that game would have to exist first. And currently nobody would have made that exist. Uh actually Silicon Valley. That may exist as well. Uh, um, um, yeah, Gaming City. No, actually, I would say Gaming City is probably a little bit more likely than Silicon Valley. Because, what would be, in terms of Silicon Valley, forget it. Yeah, I would question the availability of the, you know, high tech area, basically. Because, like, it's one of those things where it's like, MA is a very powerful person, right? So, in theory, like, uh, he's one of those people where, like, with your own world, I don't say you have to ever, like, fully know about how somebody's able to do it, right? Like, if you have somebody smart enough, they can be way smarter than you to where, like, for example, with me, MA. Like, MA is definitely a lot smarter than me. So I fear he could probably go and make his own operating system and specifically ban AI from it to where, like, a actual company cannot make AI. At least not the way that we do. So, well, basically, I would say probably that they could not make generative AI. I like might AI be existing to where like you could do like AI, medical AI and stuff like that. Like, yes, you could, but like he's like one of the things that MA cares most about is kind of like the world, right? So like if there's a threat to the world, he's probably going to be on it. So like actually, I guess that's also that like uh MA God of thank worship in secret uh, by leaders and other powerful people. So basically, the reason why I say that powerful people probably worship MA is the fact that like with MA, they're praying that they're doing enough to keep in his good graces to where he's not attacking them, right? Because I feel like that would be a whole big thing. Because like, please, please, for the love of God, Emma, please do not attack us. Please do not attack us. It's like they're just worshiping him, basically getting the power, or getting like him the that extra little bit of power, or effectively because he's just how he is. So like Ao can strip him at least of most of his power, but like there's a tiny fraction of it that is his own, but a lot of the power is from Ao. Oh, basically, similar to like Wretched, right? Uh, oh frick, there's the other god. Hold on, I gotta go get the friggin' one from Joker. Okay, so I finally figured out where it was in Joker's DMs, basically, because I knew about the God Ketranova. Kind of forgot to place her down, but it is what it is, basically. So, yeah. Um, I don't know where she would be precisely visited right now. To be fair, by that logic, I don't know where Wretched would be worshipped, or where, you know, Sylvie would be. Let's see. Well, I would say that since she's an idol of various parts of the world, that would make sense for Sylvie. Wretched, I don't know where it would be. Uh, Delph, I have no idea where it would be either. Katranova would be some nation of cats, basically. Like, I would say that would be the most applicable one, basically. For reference, yeah, like, actually, I should say, like, for this section, it's like custom gods, because it's not necessarily that there's like gods, right? Or rather, like, uh, it's not like an entire list of gods, but at least it's like a it's a case for where are some of them, right? So yeah, like MA basically, what would be MA's what would he his demand? I guess security. Like God security, basically. Because like, yeah, I could go say them being that. Because the reason why I would say that he would be God of security, right, is the fact that like for MA, right, he is there entirely to protect the world. Like, no sugarcoating about the like. If there's something going horribly wrong with the world, like MA is likely to step in. Be it the players, be it the players being dumb and leaving this superpowered threat to grow far beyond what they would be capable of. MA is usually able to knock said enemy down a peg. And nothing else because, you know, he has an army of people like him. They may not be as quite, they might not be as quite powerful as him, basically. And by that, I mean, they may not be able to be spellcasters, but I would at least say that he would probably be able to, like, impose some level of inhuman training onto those people, to where like they do get the 20 into rogue, 20 into monk, basically, that he basically would do, and they are effectively able to meet his own powers effectively. Like I would say that's something that like I would say that's something that a human would be able to do. Basically, so like all of MA's people are effectively like humans, right? Uh, that way, like it at least signifies that like, yeah, it's a natural human thing, and he's helping them to unlock the parts of the brain that humans normally don't use. So yeah. So I'm going to list the people that are there that are able to interact with the world, basically. So actually, Emma would also be listed there, or it would be under a reason. What would be Ball's reason? Yeah, fresh God, basically. I'd say that's probably her. MA would be world security. So, like, if he's being world security, it would make sense that he would be able to influence the world to, like, advance it, right? Like, I view it as, like, MA would be making the devices, basically, to where, like, it could be somewhat mass produced to go and have the, security cameras, to why there's banks, to why there's like magic item stores. To be fair, the banks also probably have had vaults basically made by him. Whether or not he directly manages those banks or not, it's another story. In all honesty, they probably do, or he probably does, basically. So, like, yeah, hi. Whenever people, borrow money from him, or need to borrow money, it's like, yeah, hi. Like in some areas, it's just really, really bad. Where like, hi, you need, like they just need higher interest rates, basically, or other points where it's like, yeah, there's not that many loans out, so we need people to like come get loans, so therefore we're trying to entice people. So there's that. Uh, what would be Wretched's reason? Entertainment? Maybe? Because, like, it's one of those things, right? Like, he's entirely causing chaos. Or that's his whole goal. He barely cares about the world, but also at the same time, like, he, like, Wretched for the player, right? Like, he does respect kind of like how the world is, right? Like, he'll go and cause chaos to a certain extent. He's not going to be like Hellfire, or for reference, to where like Hellfire effectively threw a tantrum at one point. Alright. For reference, it's like, I'm fine with it, basically, but I'll still bring it up, right? Like, uh, there's points where I've forgiven people. There's points where like I still cannot forgive the actions, basically. There's times where like I cannot, where like I will have like a story that's applicable, or that the story is like meaningful, so I will remember it so I can reference it later. Hellfire is in the story range because like it provides a point of like as long as you're not like this style of bad, then like for the most part you're allowed to do a good majority of what you'd want to do, right? Because like Hellfire, the point where it got too far was the fact that it's like, okay, people had to take like people took a financial hit. They're taking said financial hit out on you, and then you're trying to get them closed down for them basically trying to have you pay the financial hit that they took. Like, no, that's not how that works. You're literally trying to punish the shopkeeper for the consequences of your actions. Like, that's not it. Uh, like, that's not how my worlds function. Wretched will usually accept, like, he will go and basically say, I am going to do this. Screw the consequences. Give me the consequences. I will deal with them. Like, regardless. That's how Wretched is. And so, like, to me, is why, like, Wretched is not that bad. And it's why, like, even though he's quote-unquote chaos, why I can still see him being, like, able to interact because of, entertainment. What would be Shannara's reason? Or what would be Sylvie's reason? What would be the reason for Sylvie being there? Because, like, that's the thing, right? Like, she's a Grim Reaper. She's a god of death. By typical statements, she would be the type of NPC that I would not have interacting, right? Like, you would interact with her more on death. So, yeah, it's like, I don't want to have it be like a fresh guy like Ball. Oh, basically. It would make sense if Sylvie was also a fresh god. But I don't want to take the cop out on that. Because like the reason why I'm fine with saying that Ball is that way is the fact that like Ball would have had, like Ball would have became a god through like background events, right? Like she would have became a god because of the backstory, because of background events, and because of just how the world has effectively shapen / evolved. She did not start out as a god; she just became one, effectively. So like I say that she can effectively become, will be allowed to interact with the world for that reason. And by actually no, I should change it from like interact to influence. It's basically because like interacting is a different thing than influencing. Because like Bahama, for example, he's interacted with the world. He has directly come down, destroyed a place, and went over to like just have fun on a beach. Like he's interacted with the world. He's allowed to interact with the world, but he's not allowed. He's not technically allowed to influence the world. So when he destroyed a building, that might have been a bit too far, basically. Like yeah, it is what it is, basically. Um, So I guess go back to what Shannara's origins were. She's a wood elf. She was a singer. She loves singing. And basically, actually, did she love singing? Oh no, she's an instrumentalist. I was thinking of Leah. Leah was the one that loves singing. And or that was a singer. I knew that one of the two was a singer, and I just didn't remember which one. So no, apparently Leah is a singer. Sylvie is an instrumentalist. So she more is uh, like she might be performing with the songs and stuff. Maybe was performing with the dances, but like more specifically was just uh strumming or doing whatever the frick she was using, and just like singing her songs, in like some tavern, and basically as a as the typical god, basically. Um. So yeah. Um. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, so I talked with the player for reference, and yeah. So I apparently got that was a family rivalry that they met, but some established thing was the fact that like Tanley would be childhood quote unquote friends. Effect, like it's one of those things, right? Where like I almost think of it as kind of like Romeo and Juliet, right? What like not so much the fact that like the families are feuding, not so much that like uh you know that there's going to be like depths or so between them. But that said, um it would be kind of like a fresh god type situation. Either that or like actually I guess I kind of have to think of like how would somebody effectively become a Grim Reaper, basically. Like what goes on in like mythology for a Grim Reaper to form? I guess I'm just going to go to Google for that. Okay, so some of the major examples that I could find, at least from the AI overview, viewing more for the fact that I don't care about how it actually is. I just need something basically to go off of. Because for reference, I dislike AI. I don't like using the AI overview either. But like for D&D things, or just to be like, okay, here is anything at all that might be there. If I need to research something, I will go and like if I just need something, then like I'll use the AI overview. But otherwise, I will actually go and do my research. But in Hindu, supposedly there's a Lord of Death, basically, and so you'll have a retinue of people, basically that will actually like go to somebody at the time of death and then take their soul. So there's that. Uh, the the other thing that might have happened, basically, that I can think of, is that it's a divine duty, basically. Like, maybe her family was like a gravekeeper family. And, like, she just basically became like a Grim Reaper for that reason. And then also like got upgraded to a goddess for that reason too. But still, that would be another story entirely. I guess that the only thing that makes sense for her is that like similar to Ball, like Fresh God or like yeah, Fresh God slash Young Death and given a restart. Like, I can see that, like, maybe a Shannara was given, like, a, like, yeah, maybe she died in, like, the forest or something. And, like, MA, like, kind of found her, basically. And so, like, MA, I do, like, MA actually is one of those ones where it's, like, I do like being able to use him. Because, like, going back to the, Making the Gods Present, right? Like, the higher custom one is MA. So, like, if he actually, like, feels that would be interesting, or maybe even sad for one reason or another, in theory, he could go and resurrect somebody without any sort of purpose and bestow upon them like a mantle such as like the Grim Reaper or God of Death, basically. Uh, and so it's like uh, I, uh, I could totally see him doing that just to like figure out about like how would a young person deal with godhood. Like he would actually, yeah, no, uh not a fresh god, uh given a restart as a goddess of death via MA. Because, like I said, like, MA is able to do world security, right? He is a higher custom god. So he can apply, like, he can apply god status to anybody he wants to. Should he want to, actually. More specifically. But they effectively would channel the god powers through him, basically. So if he ever loses his powers, they also would lose theirs, effectively. Unless he still has power over said domain. And basically. Which, to be fair, that could be something, like security and death, basically. Like, actually, yeah, I would say that would be applicable. Like, he would normally just, like, have the domains of, like, security and death. Like, that's his main two, basically. Because, like, if you take a look at MA, right, like, he is definitely a force that can take, like, massive amounts of damage. Like, he's an absolute damage sponge. He is, as a person that can, yeah, like, he's a damage sponge. He can keep people safe. He can still do a bunch of damage. In fact, he can do, like, I think that he can do almost, like, he does an average of 124 a turn. Oh, and by the way, he can do more per round, provided that he's able to do opportunity attacks. Because if he's doing an opportunity attack, he can double it. Basically, he can double his minimum if he's able to do an opportunity attack every round as well. Like, it's insane. And to be fair, this is also not counting if he actually has any extra attacks. This is just like simply one attack, one reaction. And he can still do 248 damage a round. Like, it is brutal, basically. So, like, I could definitely see him getting status for, like, God at Death, basically. But, yeah. The issue is the fact that, like, funny enough, as much as I did, like, expand on some parts of the world, I don't think I did enough. Like that, is that something that is just me, or is that like an actual typical like DM thing? Because like, I know that how I am is I plan for like an hour or so. Like I plan for something that I expect that they might be done within like an hour or two, and it ends up being like 4 sessions, typically. Like it almost seems like like I plan for like double the time. Like I don't know why, probably combat in all honesty, but like it is what it is basically. So hi, but yeah, it is what it is basically. I still need to figure out what I want to do with like this dot right over here, because that one seems kind of odd. I have no idea what I would have even remotely placed that dot down there for. Like, it seems odd, right? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I intended it to be flat scarred and just never removed this one down over here. Maybe I intended for it to be Wyoming Bay, which I then placed over here because I forgot about it being over there or something. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why that's there. I just know that it's there. And I probably should either delete it or figure out what did I intend to do with it. Like, maybe it's the Fantasy Hollywood as well. Maybe it is Beaconsdale or something. But, like, eh. Different. Maybe even maybe it's even like the Red Dragon Town. But the issue with doing the Red Dragon Town is the fact that like if it's the Red Dragon Town, I would expect it would be like more like over here, like more centralized, and specifically with like this style. Like it's a rocky, mountainous, volcanic style area rather than, like beach, sand, coastal, basically. Because like I I use this type of tile typically, like sand by water on a world map, usually to be like this is more of a coastal town rather than like, oh yeah, like it's on the beach, it's on sand, like big deal. Because I have a different thing for desert, which I'll usually use. Is so like that's this type of thing is more of like a coastal thing, but yeah, I need to plan better. I will probably plan the like I might plan like the Red Dragon Town next. In all honesty, yeah, that or like kind of plot out like a bit more about like what's coming out of like Beaconsdale. Oh, but uh, I mean, another thing to consider, I guess, is like what is coming out of, uh, or rather, like what tech is coming and out of Beaconsdale. Because like that's also going to be like a big consideration. Because like if there's not a lot of tech coming out, to where it's like there's no like video cameras and stuff like that, or no movie cameras coming out, then like Fantasy Hollywood is probably not likely to come out. A gaming city, that one. Actually, I didn't think of this one, but Las Vegas is also Las Vegas would also be something that would probably exist, for reference, because like there would 100% be like a gambling area that's like, hey, come here if you want to like gamble a lot. Once that car's open up, then it definitely gets a lot bigger, a lot more valuable, a lot more profitable, etc., etc. So like basically, literally like Las Vegas. But yeah, like I that's a good enough thing. Like I don't know which ones, which thing I'm most likely going to do. Like the Red Dragon Town, that feels quite tempting though. That actually does feel quite tempting though. And the main reason why I feel like that is like quite tempting of a decision is the fact that like with a Red Dragon Town, I can place down a like form of a layer and place down a young red dragon, maybe an adult red dragon, and they could go loot it. Like nothing stops them from doing it. So yeah, like it is what it is. I definitely do say that's probably not that one. And I'd say it's probably not the town that's right by Yarrowford, or to the right of Yarrowford. And the reason why I say that is because there's a vampire rave going on there. I don't think that they would do that. I don't think they would party where Red Dragon is, stationed. Kind of feels like a bad idea. Kind of feels like a bad idea to go to where, there's, a absolute threat. But like, no, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm dumb, and that's not, and that's something that people entirely do. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this. If you want to hear me yap about a bunch of things, like if you're on YouTube, there should be a Discord down below. For reference, and that should be able to show the Twitch of Gordon_fan42. I usually go and like stream from there. I'm probably gonna get back into like doing Monday streams now for a bit, basically. But yeah, definitely gonna be a fun time. I will usually yap about like whatever it is that's going on in chat, at least if I am even remotely interested in what's going on in chat. But maybe I'm not, who knows? It just kind of depends on how I feel like that day, as well as what I'm wanting to ramble about that day. So, hi. But, yeah. If you're watching this on anything other than YouTube, one, I'm kind of surprised, but I've actually started to get around to doing that. Let's be real. But yeah, like, I do kind of more recommend it on YouTube, so for the fact that like I would normally do these as videos, basically. So like you get to see like what am I working on whether that be like with Dungeon Painter Studio, Dungeon Alchemist, with like the D with Roll20 basically, because that's where like I run my games, so that's where I like host anything. Maybe if I've actually I went and shown a different site like this week I went and showed the fantasy name generator, or so like you get to see like all the names and stuff like that, or just other things similar to that. But yeah, it is what it is, nonetheless. Hope you all learned something, or could apply this type of thing to your games. At least provided that you don't have like some sort of Isle town, some sort of swimsuit town, maybe a modeling town, or fantasy Hollywood, a Las Vegas city, so that's like a gambling center. Maybe even at a tech area like Silicon Valley, or a gaming and city that is just like entirely dedicated to all things gaming, like board gaming and video gaming, etc., etc. Like, it is what it is. However, with all that said, I will ultimately see everyone when I next see you.